Hello everybody, this is TheXseption, and welcome to Week 2 of the National Pokemon Association. This week, myself and the Tampa Bay Luxrays will be taking on Papasea and the New York Klinks. Alright, so, I already did this match. Unfortunately, I couldn't record it live. We had some problems with the Nintendo servers, and then we also had some problems with the Showdown servers. I don't know what was happening there. After the first two moves on the 3DS, the match got kind of like kicked or whatever. It just closed. So we decided to move over to Showdown. We played the first two moves, and then at the 25 moves in or so, Showdown lagged out, and it said I didn't make a move when I did. So we had to replay those moves. So some of these moves might not make too much sense, but I'll sort of try to explain them as we go. That way you guys understand what I was thinking. And I'm also going to try to play this match slow here. That way you guys can, I can talk to you guys about the moves I was making and the decisions and stuff. So I brought Landorus, Florges, Escavalier, Keldeo, Ditto, and Mega Latios to this match. He brought Blissey, Skarmory, Tangela, Hoopa Unbound, Hitmontop, and Manaphy. I pretty much was expecting every single one of those Mons except for Hitmontop. Hitmontop caught me kind of off guard. I was thinking he would bring Diancie or Mega Ampharos, actually. Or Honchkrow. But I kind of thought that he might not want to bring two Dark-type Mons to the match, especially with Florges and, Escavalier. So I guess I kind of expected him not to bring both Honchkrow and Hoopa, but I thought it could be a possibility. And let's get started here. Before we start, though, I want to mention that my Mega Latios, I kind of tried to run a little gimmicky set here. Just kind of, I don't know, the first week's match, I just kind of played with a regular team, it was built the way, Smogon set, by Smogon sets and whatnot. But I decided to, kind of go kind of weird with Mega Latios here. I'm running Magicoat, I'm running Reflect, Light Screen, and Thunderbolt. Thunderbolt to hit the Skarmory, the Manaphy, and I was hoping the Honchkrow as well. So, yeah, that was my strategic play here. I went and did some research, I prepped a lot, and I watched some of his past videos, because in the PGL Season 2, it's another battle league, where he actually won the whole championship. In that league, he had both Skarmory and Blissey on his team, so I was hoping I could do some research, study his sets. He had some team builder stuff set up, so I went through there and looked at them, and I noticed the kind of sets he liked to run on Skarmory, and yeah, so let's go through this now. Let's get it started. So I start out with Mega Latios, hoping that he'll go with Skarmory first. He sends out Manaphy, which it isn't a huge problem. I'm running Thunderbolt, of course, so I can deal with it kind of easily. He goes for Shadow Ball, and I go for the Thunderbolt, and I take him down pretty far. In our first match, the first two moves, he actually did a lot more damage. He had a higher roll on that Shadow Ball, which is why I switched out into Keldeo here. I didn't want him I thought he would either go for a Tail Glow, or he would switch out to avoid another Thunderbolt. So I just switch into Keldeo, hoping that he's going to switch out. Keldeo is able to scare him out, though, with Secret Sword would have killed him. So I go for Secret Sword onto Tangela here, and then I go for Icy Wind, and that's actually going to knock out Tangela. So I'm feeling pretty good at this point. I was able to do, a whole bunch of damage on Manaphy, which is a big threat for me, and then get rid of Tangela. Tangela is not a huge threat to my team, I don't think, but I was happy to get rid of it. He sends in Hitmontop, which I can't really do much with, so I send out Florges, hoping that I can Moonblast it out, but then I instead decide, okay, well, he's actually going to want to switch here. He's not going to want to take a Moonblast on his Hitmontop, so I double back out into Keldeo, hoping that he'll switch into Blissey or Skarmory. I was really hoping for Blissey, but he goes into Skarmory, and it is what it is. I go for the Scald, because that does a whole bunch of damage, and he goes for the Drill Peck here. I was really hoping he would try to set up Stealth Rocks and that he would let Skarmory go down. But obviously he was smarter than that. Maybe he knew what I wanted. I don't know. I don't know exactly. He probably thought, okay, well, I can take this thing out and then I can set up the rocks later. So that kind of was my first mistake in the match, letting Keldeo go down. My plan was to let Keldeo sweep here and let Landorus, Escavalier, Latios and Ditto kind of like clean up. And Florges was here as kind of a pivot Pokemon throughout this match. At least that's what I wanted it to be. So a few moves went by. But so I get Latios in versus his Skarmory, and I'm going to go for a Thunderbolt. And he's just going to switch into Blissey, of course, which isn't going to take that much damage. I get a crit. Not like it mattered too much. On a Blissey. I'm not running a Psyshock, so unfortunately I can't do that much damage. I set up my Reflect, though, because I know that Blissey can't do a whole bunch to me, and I might have Recovery as far as he knows. He doesn't know. And I have Aromatherapy on Florges, so I get my screen set up, and I'm going to go ahead and switch out into Escavalier here. I want to save Latios. I considered letting it die, but at this point in the match, I'm still thinking, okay, well, if everything goes right for me, if I play this match right, I can still 5-0 him. Which was a stupid thought. stupid thought. But I switch in, he tries to go for Toxic. You know, I'm immune. And he has to switch out here because Mega Horn is going to destroy him. Mega Horn would, I think, kill everything except for Hitmontop and no, it won't kill Skarmory either. So, I mean, he's in a good spot with the Hitmontop and the Skarmory there. I really needed Keldeo to take out Hitmontop and Skarmory. That was my plan, but I kind of failed at that. So I'm switching into Florges to try to take care of it now. My Reflect wears off. My Light Screen is gonna wear off. Again, here you see me double back out into Escavalier, because I know that he doesn't want to take a Moonblast, and I know he's just going to send out Blissey again. So I'm hoping to get... See, I'm predicting his moves, but then when I go to attack, I'm not predicting the switch outs, which I should predict. I should have that in the back of my mind, that he's going to switch out here. He goes into Skarmory. I guess he knows he's going to survive this Mega Horn. It does about 7% damage, which is alright. I mean, I wish it was doing more. And I'm going to go out into Landorus, because I'm thinking, okay, well, I can superpower him. I noticed that on a lot of his sets, he doesn't run Whirlwind for Skarmory, and I don't remember how much, but I remember thinking that he doesn't run Roost too often either, although he did bring it in a few matches at least in the team builders I watched for his previous Battle League videos. But yeah, so I switch into Florges here knowing that Landorus isn't going to be able to take out Skarmory. Skarmory is going to be able to heal out of any damage that I do. And at this point, I'm thinking that he's not carrying Iron Head because he hasn't used it at all. So I have Hidden Power Electric. And I mean, Fire would have done pretty much the same thing, I believe. But he does have Whirlwind, and unfortunately is able to... well, he dragged Latios out in the first match, so you'll see me switch and kill Latios. That was the agreement we came to. Because in the previous match, you know, the Whirlwind caused a different Pokemon to come out. So I killed Latios, and he just goes for Stealth Rock again to negate that turn. But in the first match, Latios came out and died. It was going to die anyway, though, because I didn't have any way to get rid of the rocks, so it didn't really matter. The only reason I would hold on to it is so that my victory would be even higher, like in points. So, I mean, yeah, it was going to die anyway. And I'm going for Hidden Power Electric again to try to knock out Skarmory, but he just switches into Blissey because now he knows it's coming. And yeah, I mean, I made some pretty bad mistakes. At this point, I'm kind of freaking out. I'm like, okay, well, I really have to, like, make the right plays because I know that he can just switch between Skarmory and Blissey back and forth, and, you know, negate my attacks, basically. He can Roost with Skarmory, and Blissey can Soft Boil. So, without Keldeo, I'm in a bad spot, because Landorus can't do enough to Skarmory, and Escavalier can't do enough to Skarmory. My only way to take out Skarmory is through Florges at this point, and I know he's not going to let me hit him with a HP Electric. So, I'm sending out Ditto here as, like, I don't know, a last-ditch move. I set up the Stealth Rocks because my plan is that I'm going to put the Stealth Rocks over on his side of the field, and then I'm going to try to Whirlwind him. He just Whirlwinds me out, though. Brings out Florges, and yeah, he knows I'm going to go for Hidden Power Electric. He's just going to switch into Blissey. I should have seen that coming, though, and my first move should have been to switch in Escavalier. And I don't know, maybe we could have just done the back-and-forth switching thing, but I don't know. I keep hoping that he's just going to stay in and take an attack. And obviously that's the wrong move to make. Losing Keldeo at the beginning of this match really screws me up here. I'm backed into a corner, and I just don't know what to do. I have to take him out somehow. He ends up going for the seismic toss right here, though, and he takes out Landers. And I'm like, oh my god, I'm just screwed. You know, I got a Scavalier who can take out a lot of his team. And then I have Ditto, who can take out a lot of his team. And I got Florges, who kind of doesn't take out anything, but I need it to take out Skarmory right now. And it's just not, it's not coming together. I send out Ditto here because I'm thinking I can just seismic toss him and, you know, just get rid of him. But obviously, Blissey has a whole bunch more hit points than I do. So I gotta take out Ditto, send in a Scavalier. The Scavalier takes a seismic toss and it's down low again. I'm just making bad moves. Bad move after bad move. I backed myself into a corner and I don't know. It's like I dug myself a small hole when I let Keldeo die, and then I just kept digging as the match went on, you know? It was really unfortunate the way this is going here. At this point, I know that I'm pretty much going to lose. That knockoff really... the knockoff was the move that was going to do the most damage to Skarmory here. I know that if I send in Florges, you know, Florges is just going to cause Skarmory to switch into Blissey. And, you know, it's just... it doesn't really matter what I do at this point, because he has rocks set up. I have no way to get rid of the rocks. He can just whirlwind me back and forth, and switch out himself back and forth, you know, to deal with whatever Mon there is. So he pretty much has this game in the bag, unfortunately. Now, his links will be down below in the description. I will have a link to his YouTube. It'll be the first one there. And below it will be all the links to the other National Pokemon Association battlers. So you guys can go check them out and all of their battles. Make sure you go check out Papasea and this battle from his view. I will be interested to see, you know, what he was thinking and, you know, how he was playing me here. At this point in the match, guys, by the way, I've lost, and I know it. The Scavalier can't come in because Scavalier is going to die to the rocks. As soon as the Scavalier was whirlwinded out, the Scavalier was done for. Florges has to stay in. I mean, there's nothing I can do. You know, I just have to wait for the Toxics to whittle down my health and for Blissey to take me out. He could have switched into something else and tried to, you know, speed this up, but he wanted to keep his score high, because in this league, the better you beat people by, the higher your differential. And if you get into, like, a tie when it comes to the playoffs, let's say you're tied with team 1, 2, and 3 in your division, if you have a higher differential than them, then you'll go to the playoffs and potentially the championship. And if you have a lower differential, then you won't. So for the past 2 weeks, my differential is going to be -2, because it's going to be a 5-0 this match, or an 0-5 this match, and a 3-0 for last week. So I'm at -2 now. Unfortunately, that's you know, that's kind of sucky, but that's the way it goes sometimes. You know, you lose some, you win some. Last week I had a win, this week I had a loss. One loss, though, is not going to end my play for the championship. I hope you guys will support the Tampa Bay Luxrays this season. Hopefully next week I can pull off a win against Jerry Oak in the Los Angeles Landers. Look forward to that match, guys. After that, we'll have a bye week, week 4, so hopefully we can have some momentum going into the bye week. Anyways, guys, hope you enjoyed this match. Thank you guys for watching. Hope to see you guys next week, and peace out, everybody.